Okay, well, welcome again to Two Guys Travel in High Definition. Kenny and I, we woke up today and we weren't sure exactly what we wanted to do. So we kind of took a little bit of walk around the neighborhood, and we saw there's a bunch of people waiting to get on some bus. So I said, hey, Kenny, let's see where they're going. So we got on the bus, and a lot of people on that bus. We went for about a couple hours. And then over the horizon, way out in the distance, we could see some sort of a fence getting closer. And as we got closer, I said, hey, Kenny, it's not a fence. It's actually, I think it's a wall. And then we noticed there were just tons of people here, thousands of people. And as you can see behind me, it is a pretty big wall. What do you think we should call this wall, Kenny? I was thinking maybe we should call it the Mighty Wall. What do you think?
What about the Big Wall of Beijing?
Okay, well, we could call it the Big Wall of Beijing. But, you know, this wall just seems so big and impressive. Why don't we just dub it the Great Wall? What do you think of that?
Yeah, good name.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we're going to go over there and take a look. As you can see, we're not quite alone today. It seems to be a day of national holiday here in China. And we've definitely attracted a few other followers with us today here on this so-called Great Wall. Well, we will go take a look, and we'll let you see what the view is from like up there, and we'll show you some of the views from down here. So, coming up very shortly, we're going to look at the Great Wall. Okay, so we've made it up one side of the Great Wall, and as you can see here, it's pretty far. It's pretty far. They've basically got two sides you can go up on, kind of like a left side and a right side you can walk up on. So we've gone as far as we can on the one side, and then we're going to be heading over to the other side soon, going up that other side. Now, it is a lot steeper than it looks. You're not actually walking along a wall, a horizontal wall. You're walking along a wall that's going up a mountain and down a mountain. So you got to be in shape. Our cameraman, Kenny here, was a little bit winded on the trip up. I think he's feeling a little bit better now, but definitely don't underestimate. You do need to be in a little bit of shape to be able to do this thing in any kind of reasonable amount of time. But again, it's quite impressive, and we seem to have picked the side that is less crowded, because there's not too many people on this side. However, we can see hordes, the Mongolian hordes, on the other side of the wall over there. So we're going to go check out that side. Well, as you can see, we've reached the summit on the other side. Now, there was considerably a bigger number of people on this side. Wasn't that right, Kenny? It was crazy. This place is crazy. There was a couple real bottlenecks there where you had to go from about 20 people across down to single file. And you had to go through a bit of a tunnel, so you had to duck as you're going single file. Couldn't really see too much. Not recommended on a national holiday to come out here. Try to find a time when you want to see the Great Wall and it's not a holiday in China. That would be our recommendation. But definitely it is a must-see. Architectural wonder of the world. You do have to check it out. Maybe bring some snacks, bring some drinks, bring some water. You might get a little bit dehydrated. Another thing, too, beware of all the people pandering all this kind of stuff and trying to get you to buy all kinds of things. T-shirts, keychains, some of the more tacky things. Cashmere scarves, maybe a little bit better investment, a little bit more practical. But it's a must-see, so you got to come out and try to do it. All right, we will see you down somewhere, some other place on the Great Wall. Okay, here we are back again. Two Guys Travel, coming to you in high definition. This time Peter and Kenny are in Beijing. We're standing right here in the heart of Beijing. Now, what you can see behind me here is the entrance to the Forbidden City. And as you can see, there's a picture of Chairman Mao, big picture of Chairman Mao on the entrance to the Forbidden City. Now, I did hear a story one time that some guy ran up and tried to throw some red paint on the picture of Mao. Although it would be an impressive thing to see on camera, we're not going to do that for you tonight because Kenny and I, we value our freedom. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pan around here because you're going to see several monuments here of some historical importance. So So as we follow the camera over to here, what you can see here in front of you now is the Great People's Hall. Now they've got performances of different kinds that go on there frequently. A lot of those tickets, though, are only available to government members and their friends. Okay, if you pan over a little bit more, in front of you, what you can see here is Tiananmen Square. And just behind that rather large monolith is actually the mausoleum of Chairman Mao. So if you enter that building, you can actually see Chairman Mao. He's preserved in a kind of a glass coffin. So usually lines are pretty long to get in there to see Mao, although you cannot take any pictures when you're in there, and you got to go through quite quickly. Now if we pan over a little bit more, now we can see on the third side of Tiananmen Square we've got the History Museum. And of course, it's what you'd expect. It's all sort of relics from China's past, and I believe they've got a wax museum in there as well. And then we've got the main street, east-west street through Beijing here, right in front of us. She just wished everybody in Canada a Happy New Year. Now, we were going to keep the camera rolling and do a little bit more in the Tiananmen Square area, but a couple of cops came over, and they started asking us in this persistent line of questioning what we were doing, what we were filming, were we interviewing anybody. Got to be a little bit uncomfortable, so we just decided to move to another locale. So, okay, you're looking at a bird's eye view here of the Forbidden City. You can see it's pretty big. It's kind of a rectangular shape. It's surrounded by a moat. There's water on four sides. And you can see the colored area is the area where they allow tourists to go. But there's still rather large areas of the Forbidden City where we're not going to be able to get into. But we're going to see as much as we can. So let's take a look. Now, unfortunately, we came at a time when they're doing restoration, so you can see we got scaffolding and we got some other stuff going on. But nothing we can do about that. Okay, well, we've just kind of wrapped up our tour of the Forbidden City here. A lot of the buildings in here had very interesting names. My personal favorite was the Hall of Mental Cultivation. Ken and I, we believe strongly in mental cultivation, so it's the place you got to go if you want to become one with the universe. So here we are once again. We finished with the Forbidden City. We've now come down here to the Temple of Heaven. Now, we're still in Beijing. This place is just in the southern part of Beijing. Temple of Heaven here, just as the name sounds, this is a place where the Ming emperors and the Qing emperors would come down here and they would pray directly to the gods. Basically, they would either pray for a good harvest or they would pray for victory in battle. Now, there's a structure behind me you can see here. This is one of the halls of heavenly prayer, and you can just imagine the spirit of the times. Now we're talking the 1400s, the 1500s, the 1600s. The emperor would come down here, pray to the gods. Kenny and I, we might do a little praying of our own, but it's not going to be for harvest or for victory in battle. Maybe victory over some girls, something like that, some local girl. Now, this time, for some reason today, the crowd seemed to be staying a little bit away from us. Maybe we're just looking too professional now. We're scaring people. Not exactly sure what's going on there.